So we're gonna start off, and I gotta admit something. You know, I'm the I'm the Skep God, right? I'm like, to be honest, I'm gonna call myself Skep Curry. Like that's how that's the level of Skep I am when it comes to stuff. Like, and sometimes it saves me, right? Like
Right.
I never go in. It's rare. I mean, sometimes it happens, but it's rare that I go in too excited. I go in Skep, and then I'm pleasantly surprised, right? And then if you match my Skep, then I gotta go at you. I knew I was a reason to be Skep. I say all that to say, Marvel had announced at some point in time, I can't even remember, that's how skep I was, that they were going to do the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. I had already threw that in the garbage folder. That sound like that's goofy. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't even looking out for that. Like, I ain't even thinking about that.
Right.
So it dropped.
Yeah.
I don't know, as I was sitting here and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and watch it. And like 5 to 10 minutes in, I was already ready to text you. Like, I ended up texting you and saying this. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 gonna be dope AF.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be freaking incredible.
Absolutely.
And that was just like a couple minutes into this. I was laughing. I understood the story. Like the story made sense. Like it was a holiday story, but even the Easter eggs they was putting in it went with the story. Right. So I'm like, oh, I'm cool. We watching this. And I always like in all the movies that they had, Mantis and Drax's like chemistry, right? Like they always made like that. They had good stuff. They always made me laugh. I say all that to say, when that thing ended, I was like, okay. I really enjoyed the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Yeah, it was really good, man. It was really good. What you think about it? Get a chance to look at it, right?
Yeah, I did, man. It was great, man. Instantly funny. It's funny you say that like a few minutes in, I was kind of like, oh man, I was sunning it.
Yeah,
And I was like, and then I thought my sunnage was confirmed because I'm like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, here we go, man. You know, they get into this hey, there's this thing called Christmas, and then the band start playing, man, and it's like you see this musical rendition, and you like, here we go, man. Here we go. It's gonna be a musical.
Yeah, I'm with you. I wasn't there when they was doing that. I was like, it's confirming Sunday, like you said.
I kind of start rolling my eyes a little bit, like, all right, man. Then they got into it, man, and they went on this mission, man. I saw Rocket show up. I saw Groot. Shit started feeling familiar, man. I'm like, damn. I'm looking at it like, and I had the same exact thought, like, man, fucking Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is gonna be incredible.
And Groot was yoked, man.
Groot yoked. I don't even know Groot. Yeah, Groot. I thought it was a dude in a suit, man. Like I thought it was like literally not even CG. I thought it was just a dude running around in like a bulky suit.
Groot was yoked. He was stocky. He was stocky.
Groot, I guess, is in his early, or what is this? His like teenage phase. He's probably like
late
17,
teens.
18 or something.
He's
about to be. So Groot yoked, and Rocket still looked like Rocket. I wasn't sure at first, because if you seen the movie I Am Groot, you seen like the little shorts or whatever. They kind of Rocket wasn't like full CG. It wasn't a full Rocket. You know what I mean? It was kind of like a quasi CG Rocket or whatever. So for them to pop up with the real Rocket now, Mantis, everybody was there, and they went on this mission, man. And the movie started to play out. I was glued, man. I was watching every moment of it, laughing.
Yeah, man, I was laughing.
The emotional.
I couldn't believe I was laughing as much, man. Like it was funny. It was Guardians, man.
It was Guardians, man. We recognized it. We knew what it was, man. It was everything James Gunn he does, man. Music, comedy, and a little bit of emotional moments in there, man. Like real sweet moments, just
real like heartwarming moments, like heartwarming moments. Because it was dope. She was an important part.
We never seen her hand-to-hand combat, right?
We never seen her really act like as the actress. She just did a couple things. And she was monotone. Right. Yeah, she was just like a couple things.
I'd argue she was the star of this special presentation.
It was her thing.
This is her thing.
But like because of the work they did. And all leading up because they've all been around it, but like it didn't. She was the star, but it didn't feel out of place.
No,
it wasn't just like a thing. Was like we got some Peter, we got her. She was with Drax, and Drax is always good to bounce things off of. But it was really her special. But it felt in place.
Yeah, and it was kind of like I want to say coming out party, but it was like we really fleshed out her. We didn't flesh it out, but we kind of get an idea of her backstory now. Because in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, she just sort of pops up and you like,
Yeah.
is she good or is she bad? You know what I mean? You kind of, is she a slave?
What's her deal? What's her deal?
Is she just a minion? Is she his right hand? You know, you kind of like, yeah, what's her deal? You know, and then you see like, okay, she put Ego to sleep and all this stuff, and you get an idea what her powers are, but you don't really understand exactly where she came from. Because I'll be honest, I had not really considered, like, I knew she was a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously, but you don't really get the sense of that until this. And for me, until this special. Yeah. So for this actress, and this character, I think it is a coming out party. And now you got to look at Mantis like, I'm looking at Mantis now like, I mean, you damn near the new Gamora.
Yeah.
Without being, you know, we get to that in a minute, but you know what I mean? Like, you like the female lead out of the group now. You know what I mean? Nebula kind of played the background. You know, she's still kind of like, yeah, she's still kind of sulking over her sister. But this felt like, man, like she really led this movie. Like you said, she's mixing up her powers, man. She can change your thoughts. She can put you to sleep. We seen in the Endgame, she woke Infinity War, she woke Thor up, try to put Thanos to sleep. But now
she basically had him asleep.
Yeah, she had him. You know what I mean? So
she had him night, and he wasn't fully, but he was night.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
but I didn't think that's a good point because, like, there's a good chance when we get to Guardians of the Galaxy 3 that we really don't have Gamora. Right?
We're not.
They had two moments to set her up. So, like, you know, like say, when people show me who they are, believe them. We had two moments to kind of like get to Gamora, right? They showed up in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Right.
Wasn't nowhere to be found. No Gamora.
They showed up, and then we have this, and they make a comment about her. But honestly, like, I'm going under the impression that if she do show up, it's at the end. Like, I don't think the movie is about the find, especially the things that happen in this. The movie, they probably gonna. But I think I'd be okay with that. I'm okay now.
Like, I'm good.
You know, like, I mean,
and just to preserve her sacrifice, right? Like her death, just to even just reinforce that. Do we really got to bring her back and have this, you know, this sort of fish out of water? I'm not who you think I am, and all this. You know what I mean? Like, do we really need that? And then they got to fall in love all over again. I don't know if I need that. I don't know.
Cool.
And I don't even know if I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, like I'm okay with not getting it, and what they did, and we're gonna talk about it. What they did in this special gives me a whole nother story to look for, because I know, like, oh no, I got something else that I'm kind of maybe attached to. So I'm gonna put this up real quick because I want to kind of talk about it, and we ain't gonna talk about it too long. But spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it because it just came out. But
skip ahead if you don't want to.
We start in the beginning with a cartoon. We have Quill, Yondu, and James Gunn brother, and they having a kind of flashback where basically Yondu telling Quill, like, man, get that Christmas shit up, bro. Like, this real out here. We are Ravagers, and we earn what we get. Like, get that. We don't no handouts, no none of that. Get that up. Kicks the tree. He was on some bar humbug, right? It was definitely bar humbug. Man is taking this personally. But what we find out that she taking this personally is that she got a secret. Drax can't remember the secret. You ate all the Zarg nuts. My other secret, dumbass. She got a secret that she is his sister.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, wait, whoa, what?
Yeah.
So she is sister. She want to make Christmas right for him. Like, you know, it looked like, oh, another thing. Before I even go further than that, they bought nowhere.
I didn't get
what
that.
The hell?
They did what?
You didn't see? They was like, since we so busy, since we bought nowhere, we ain't got time to do it. This is what Nebula said. Like, y'all bought nowhere? Nowhere is theirs. Yeah. What are we doing? They bought nowhere. Nowhere is theirs.
I guess saving the galaxy twice get you, you know, I guess they
paid. Coin. Get you some coin. So it's like, so her being she's saying that I'm, you know, like, Ego is my father. Quill is my brother. I want to say Christmas. So it makes that story, it ain't just goof. It's a holiday special.
Yeah.
But it makes sense when you throw that in there. And it's like, oh, it made me invest. Now let me go ahead and let me sit down for a minute. there's a reason why you're doing this. There's some goofy shit to go find Kevin Bacon. You want to make your brother happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we getting like what's the dog? It's not Cosmo, whatever. You know the dog. They give him a name.
It is Cosmo.
Was it Cosmo? Yeah, he's doing some things. Rocket doing his thing, being an asshole. Groot running around looking yoked. Like, so it's just a good little moment. And then they head off. They head off and they go to Earth. Drax don't cloak the ship. And it always astonishes. So then I go to a moment. It always astonishes me. Like, what the hell? So a ship could just show up on Earth and no other. It's always that thing about what are the Avengers at, what are other people at. It's like ship could just show up and like we don't do anything. Like we saw Wakanda in the Infinity War, they had the vibranium dust. Like, oh, somebody just entered the upper atmosphere, right? They had that track, but like this ship could just come in and we just got people out there taking pictures of it and everything. We just move, but like from then on, they just go into their little hijinks, trying to find Kevin Bacon. They want to go kind of find Kevin Bacon because one of Pit Quill's original stories, and a couple of times is like they keep dropping Kevin Bacon. He danced to save. He in Footloose, he did his dance to be a hero. Literally, what happened in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, but they're just doing their hijinks. But I'm invested, man. I'm invested the entire time. When they was
they're walking down like
when they was out there, Hollywood Boulevard, getting pictures taken,
interacting with humans.
Yeah, they see the Goldbot, Drax ready to scrap. Like that whole, I'm like, I'm with that. When she ran up on Steve Rogers, I'm like, damn, man, it's kind of thick. You know what I'm saying? Like when she ran up on Steve Rogers, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of thick, but I'm good. Like, I'm like, wow, this is cool, man. They even went to like a gay bar. They just drinking, doing shots. They come out, they slumped out. But they on this mission to get Kevin Bacon. And like I said, they went to find him and all this and all that. They fighting cops. They done ran them. Mind wiped Kevin so that he can play the role. They can't stand the actor. Oh, you an actor? So they cussing him out for being an actor. They can't stand it. Yeah, so they going off on him for that. But like I said, they get back. They do the Christmas thing. Kevin Bacon see him. He ain't really want to, but then he like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and save Christmas for this group. It's a ragtag bunch. I'm gonna say Christmas. He do a song. Then him and Nebula say something funny, like, I guess all actors aren't a piece of shit, right? She's saying a funny little line and shit. And then then she tell him that Ego's her father. People like, oh damn, you my sister. And then I was like, wow, man, fucking Guardians of the Galaxy 3 gonna be incredible. Yeah, that was a good watch, man. That was definitely it was heartwarming, it was funny. It made a goofy story. We're going to go get Kevin Bacon so that Pete can be happy. But it really was about the fact that, to me, I need to go make my brother happy.
Now you got a new story. You kind of wondering about, like, damn, that's your dad. How did that come to be? Did he kill your mom like he killed Peter's mom?
She even said that in the thing. Like, I don't even want to say, I didn't want him to think that about me because he actually killed his mother. So I didn't want him to look at, I never said that before. Because I didn't want him to look at me that way. When Drax was like, could have just told him to make all those Argonauts. And she's like, man, shut the fuck up, man. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about this. I like some of the stuff they were doing too, that Gunn was like crossing over both of his worlds. They threw some Batman references in there. They had remember when they did the map, and then the map showed what's my man? John Cena. The map had John Cena and Margaret Robbie. So they was looking for how to get to Kevin Bacon. Them showing that stuff. It was like, oh yeah, James playing like he got both of his worlds kind of colliding in some of these things.
Because that was kind of a theory. Like, man, does the DC universe exist in Marvel? And it does. Obviously, you talked about Batman several times, so it's like. Yeah, man, and they talk about Superman in the Eternals. So
facts,
and I'm like, we sitting.
That shit was dope, man.
I just like we loved it, bro. We like the part at the end where Kevin Bacon was like, he saw Rocket and was like, "That's a raccoon." He like, "I killed you." he jumped up. Like he all happy to see him. Like, "Hey, Kevin Bacon." And he like, "That's a raccoon." He like, "I killed you." Like, that shit, bro. We laughed, bro.
Yeah, that was comedy.
All out laughing.
That was funny. But yeah, man, just to kind of wrap that up, and I don't know if you got more to say about that. It was a pleasant watch, but it goes with our theory too that we talked about. We was early on this. They should do more of these, man.
Yeah,
they should do more of these. Like with the movies and these are perfect.
This is a great update on a team a character. We can do it with characters or characters. This is a great way to just update you and give you just a little frozen moment, an episode of that character. I wouldn't mind. Give me one on Rhodey. What Rhodey been doing all this time? And just have him
bring the whole season. Yeah, no whole season. Just this, and like you could tell, they didn't have a lot of sets. I bet they used the volume, man. They didn't have a lot of sets on this. They just had like a couple things. We got in, we got out. Quill was only in that one spot. He was probably filming that SEAL little show he was doing. I just could show up for this. I'm gonna do this, and I'm out.
They put the hair on him. You know what I
mean? Get him in, get him out.
He actually was in some decent shape. If you look at him, he wasn't too small, but he wasn't too big. He just kind of was like you said. He probably was doing the little SEAL team shit. The whatever that shit is on Amazon. He was
the Amazon show.
Yeah, so that's a good point, man. Probably it's like 2 sets in this shit.
The rest it's like 2 sets.
Yeah,
went to LA.
That shit they doing
in Kevin
LA.
Bacon house.
That was probably a 1-day shoot. Not even.
Yeah, they already in LA.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That wasn't really Kevin Bacon house, probably, but still, even though it's just a quick set. You know what I mean. So for them to do that, man, that was dope, man.
They do this well. Like, do your movies, do this.
Yeah.
These are.
I don't know if I need I'm starting to. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I need these shows, man. You could have did this with Moon Knight.
Ooh.
It gave us a great Moon Knight episode, man. Just an hour and a half.
Give me my 55. We got to get them shirts made. Hey, man, just give me my 55, man.
My 55.
So let me get my 55 and get on because, like, let me get the special presentation, man. I'd be super okay with that. With everything going forward.